What's going on, guys? It's Ian here with the Ladner Lanturn, and this is our team builder for week 1 against Numbers. No team name, just Numbers. So Numbers has Kyurem Black, Chandler, Megamanectric, Togekiss, Donphan, Chinchino, Delphox, Gallade, Zoroark, Ferroseed, and Mew. So my initial thoughts going into this match, I think that he's probably going to bring Kyurem Black, Togekiss, Chandelure, Donphan, Megamanectric, and Mew, just because I think that those are the best mons on his team, especially with matchups against me. I think that he definitely will not bring Gallade. The only use that I see Gallade having in this match is potentially a Shadow Sneak variant. Um, like a choice banded Shadow Sneak variant or something to sort of just have some priority for my setup mons. I'm really scared of Banded Chinchino if he brings that, although I do have answers to it. Um, oh yes, and Scarf Zoroark is something that I believe could come, is very likely to come, and so I've prepped really hard around Scarf Zoroark. I don't think that Ferroseed is a very big threat. Mew can be run in so many different ways, many of which are very not threatening to me, and that's that. So as I'm filming this, Numbers has not chosen his Z captains yet. I don't believe that this is necessarily a problem because I don't think that him having a Z move on anything would matter. In fact, it could be even better. For example, if he has a Z move on Kyurem Black, then I'm a lot less scared of it compared to a Scarf Kyurem Black, which I've had to prep for like pretty hard. Um, yeah, so for future team builders, obviously each coach will already have their Z captains chosen, but Numbers still has not chosen his Z captains while I'm filming this. On my side, my I have Magearna, Manaphy, Megalodios, Dhelmise, Rotom Heat, Mamoswine, Aselgor, Rhydon, Licky Licky, Mimikyu, and Mienshao. And my Z captains are Magearna and Licky Licky. So let's start out with Magearna. So we're bringing Kade the Magearna. I actually have the team finished already, and I had accidentally told the Jenner team colon as a command, like this. Oh, sorry, team colon. So this is Magearna's nickname this week is Team Kade, which is not the proper nickname, unfortunately. But I will definitely get that fixed for future weeks. Obviously, you can't nickname Pokemon that are traded from someone else, so that's impossible for me to change this week. We're bringing Ice Team Z Magearna this week with Shift Gear, Flash Cannon, Ice Beam, and Shadow Ball. Shift Gear is going to be really helpful. Once we hit +2 speed, I've EV'd Magearna with 204 speed EVs. So once we hit +2 speed, we are outspeeding Scarf Kyurem Black by 1 point. Um, Modest doesn't hit the speed tier that I wanted. I thought it might with enough speed investment, like max speed Modest or something. It might, excuse me, might hit a good speed tier where I could deal with his team being scarfed, but it doesn't. So unfortunately, we have to run Timid. It's not the biggest deal in the world. It could harm our damage later. For example, Kyurem Black takes maximum 99% from a Flash Cannon if we were Modest, but it takes 94% max because we're Timid. Um, yes, so Flash Cannon hits the Kyurem, hits the Togekiss, hits the Zoroark, um, hits the Chinchino, hits the Gallade. Ice Beam is there pretty much specifically for Donphan and potentially Togekiss as well. Icium Z on Ice Beam Oko's Donphan. Sub-Zero Slimer Oko's Donphan, so that's fun little tech there. And Shadow Ball is there to hit his super annoying threats, Chandelure, Delphox, and Mew in particular. Sorry about that, I don't know if you can hear that. And it also hits Gallade pretty well as well. So Magearna's job this week is to basically set up a shift gear on a move that's not very threatening. For example, if Chandelure's locked into like Energy Ball or something, I just bring in Magearna, set up +2, and all of a sudden his team's dead. That's pretty much Magearna's job this week. I'm really hoping that we can pull off this Magearna set. It's somewhat challenging set to use just because you like have to get the shift gear up. But once we get a shift gear up and we kill something and we get the soul heart boost, like pretty much everything dies on his team. So that'll be fun. And now we'll move on to Logan, the Mammoth Swine. Logan the Mammoth Swine. We're running Choice Scarf this week. Choice Scarf in particular on Mammoth Swine is really good against his team because his only ground immunity is Togekiss. And if I can like predict a Togekiss coming in with an Icicle Crash, I mean even his team doesn't even want to take an Icicle Crash. Like Mammoth Swine's attack stat is so ridiculously huge that it won't. That'll work out. We are running Thick Fat this week because I'm really scared of Chandelure and Delphox. Now, both of them can OHKO me with grass coverage. Delphox Grass Knot OHKOs and Chandelure Energy Ball OHKOs. Even with this HP investment, because we only need 196 speed to outspeed Mega Manectric by 1 point with the Scarf. But Thick Fat's there to eat a fire move a little better because it'll be a neutral hit, since we're weak to fire and Thick Fat reduces that. We're neutral to ice as well, so because of Thick Fat, we actually resist ice. So Kieran Black Ice Beam is like not going to be doing very much damage to us at all, and we can just kill it with a superpower. We're also running, superpower is there for Kieran Black and Ferroseed. Totally forgot to say that. So it's there for Kieran Black and Ferroseed. I can't really predict what the Zoroark is going to be if he brings Zoroark, so superpower isn't necessarily there for the Zoroark. The Zoroark still dies to an Earthquake because Mammoth Swine's just a beast. Earthquake hits literally everything except Togekiss. Icicle Crash is there for Togekiss. And Knockoff is really important for things like Ferroseed's Violite. It can hit Mew super effectively. It can hit Chandelure super effectively. It can hit Delphox super effectively. It'd be really nice to break Sturdy on Donphan with it as well, potentially. If he's running a Z move on Kieran Black, which I think he will make a Z captain either Kieran Black or Mew, then obviously that's not going to do anything, and it's also dangerous if Gallade comes in with Justified, because that could be a serious issue. Luckily, Gallade has a really terrible speed tier, so unless he's running Scarf, regular Gallade with Justified, then I'm not scared. That's a very specific set that he could bring, possibly. I mean, it is Draft League format, so obviously he could bring anything, but I don't anticipate that coming. Next up, we have Reyna the Rhydon. Reyna the Rhydon. Reyna's running a Violate with Rockhead. Rhydon's ability matters like very little in this matchup. The other two abilities that Rhydon gets are Reckless and Lightning Rod, and we're not running any recoil-based moves for Rockhead either, but we're also not running any crash damage for Reckless, and Rhydon's a ground type, so we're already immune to electric types, and we have a horrible special attack stat, so Lightning Rod is also useless. We're running Stealth Rock, Rock Polish, Stone Edge, and Earthquake. Stealth Rock is the key in this matchup. If I can get rocks up and they stay there, then every Mon is taking a little bit of chip, and Magearna OHKOs everything after a little bit of chip. Magearna, I've EV'd Magearna so that it will OHKO Kieran Black with a Flash Cannon after rocks, guaranteed. Absolutely guaranteed it OHKOs Kieran Black after rocks, 100%. So next, and then so for Rock Polish, our plan with Rhydon is to set up a Rock Polish, and then he has no switch-ins for the combination of Stone Edge plus Earthquake on his team. So hopefully Rhydon can put in a bunch of work. I'm running Max Stack Adamant. I don't really need a defensive beneficial nature this week because Rhydon like dies to an Energy Ball or a Grass Knot anyways. Luckily, Numbers doesn't have any water types, otherwise he could have used my other 4x weakness, and he gets very little good water coverage on his team. Like, I'm thinking like Surf Mew or something, or Hidden Power Water on something. Like, it's very, he really has a serious water shortage. So running lots of bulk with HP, a little bit of defense, and a tiny bit of Spadef. I just sort of didn't want to waste any EVs here. I don't really need more than 212 HP. Like, we're already over 200 HP, and I needed an odd HP value if I'm switching in on rocks, because obviously he has potential hazard setters in Donphan, Ferroseed, and Mew, and I believe that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. All of which get Stealth Rocks, and Ferroseed gets Spikes. So that's the plan for Rhydon, is sort of just set up with Rock Polish and make him take me down. I'm really hoping my serious plan, in all seriousness, is to set up Stealth Rocks on his team, make the Chandelure switch in or something to like to kill me with an energy ball, and then switch in Mag on the next energy ball, or make him switch out, set up the shift gear, and just win the game. I'm really hoping that it'll be a fast one based on this plan, and I could also see myself only having to use these three mons. Um, so the next three are sort of like an insurance policy on top of that. So we've got Mienshao here. Excuse me. We're running Choice Scarf Regenerator Mienshao. Choice Scarf with the Choice Scarf Jolly 180 investment. We're outspeeding Scarf Kieran Black by 1 point, just like how Magearna outspeeds Kieran Black by 1 point at +2. We are running Regenerator with the Scarf because we're running U-turn. I thought about running Reckless on Mienshao, and I was so kindly advised by my assistant Kade to run Regenerator instead and no high jump kick because he could just switch in Chandelure, and I totally agree with Kade. It was silly of me not to think of it in the first place. He's got a ghost type on his team. Why would I run high jump kick? Because he can just switch it in. So running Drain Punch for the Kieran Black, that's pretty much the only thing that's gonna take a Drain Punch. Ferroseed too, and I guess Zoroark if I ever break its disguise or something. I mean, Drain Punch just hits really hard. It'll hit the Chinchino, although, like I said before, I don't foresee him necessarily bringing Chinchino, and if I do, it's going to be Banded or King's Rock, and so I'll be faster than it, and I'll just kill it anyways. We're bringing Knockoff to knock off into Violite, hopefully. Also to hit the Mew really well, because Mew can kind of just switch into Mienshao. I mean, Mew doesn't really want to take a U-turn either, and then Stone Edge is there for the Togekiss in particular. It can also hit the Chandelure. I'd rather use knockoff on Chandelure because I don't really want to miss against Chandelure because it's such a huge threat to my team. Um, but I don't think that he would bring like Scarf Togekiss or anything like that this week. If he does bring Scarf Togekiss, good on him. I don't know if he outspeeds me, to be honest, even if he's Scarf Togekiss. Like I've EV'd this thing to be faster than Scarf Kieran Black, which is 15 speed points higher. He might outspeed me with Scarf Togekiss. I don't think it matters that much because I have other answers. Like Scarf Togekiss can't even touch Rhydon, and Rhydon can just kill it with a Stone Edge. So that's not a threat. So next up is Kakashi, the shiny Selgor. We're running Life Orb Sticky Hold this week. I think that he's going to think that I'm bringing a Selgor as a fast spikes user this game, just because that's sort of its intended role. I don't necessarily mean intended role, but like the archetype of a Selgor is to run at fast spikes and not necessarily offensive, but more of a hazard setter or a suicide lead with Final Gambit or something. I did think about running a Final Gambit, a Selgor, but I think it's better for me to just sort of wear down his Pokemon with um, a Selgor, Mamoswine, Rhydon, Mienshao, and Manaphy so that Magearna can sweep up. So running Life Orb Sticky Hold. Sticky Hold makes it so that my Life Orb cannot be knocked off, and I will always have my item, which is really nice. I'm not actually sure if knockoff still does the bonus damage because I have an item because of that. That's something maybe I should check at some point, but yeah. We're running Bug Buzz, which hits pretty much everything on his team. I mean, it's specifically there to hit um, Mew and Zoroark super effectively. I'm really scared of Scarf Zoroark this week. We do outspeed Mega Manectric by 1 point with this EV spread, and we've got some HP investment to hopefully live a Thunderbolt if we're 1v1ing it. We're running Energy Ball to hit the Donphan. I think that's it, actually, just Energy Ball for Donphan. We're running Sludge Bomb for Togekiss in particular. That's the only one that'll eat that. And we're running Hidden Power Water for the Delphox and the Chandelure. And I guess the Donphan, but Energy Ball is going to hit the Donphan better. So Hidden Power Water was interesting tech this week. I was actually running Water Shuriken initially, and it turned out that Hidden Power Water does more consistent damage. I believe the calc was 50 to 64% was Hidden Power Water, and 3 hits of Water Shuriken was doing up to 54%, I think, total. So 5 hits of Water Shuriken would do more damage than Hidden Power Water would. However, it's not as reliable to hit 5 hits or even 4 hits, which would still do more damage than Hidden Power Water. And so I'd rather take Hidden Power Water, which is stronger than the average Water Shuriken hits I'm going to get, for more reliable damage. One thing to note about this Selgor set is that it basically cannot touch Ferroseed, and that's sort of where our next mon comes in, although we don't necessarily want to leave Manaphy in on Ferroseed. That's what's going to happen sometimes. So we got Manaphy here. We're running Wakanberry. I mean, Hydration is just the one ability that Manaphy gets, but Wakanberry is specifically here to eat a Mega Manectric hit. I was sort of debating between Rindo Berry and Wakanberry. Wakanberry was actually Kade's suggestion, and I think it's better because Mega Manectric will outspeed this, and we can take a grass hit because of our bulk. We're actually running a very defensive set this week. We're running Calm, Max HP, Max Special Defense. The whole purpose of this Manaphy set is sort of to switch in on a fire move from Chandelure or Delphox, and then set up and go with Manaphy. So Manaphy is sort of our backup option if Magearna can't set up and go. We're running Tailglow 3 attacks. Surf hits everything on his team except for Kyurem Black and Ferroseed, which is what we have the coverage options for. We're running Dazzling Gleam for the Kyurem Black and Hidden Power Fire for the Ferroseed. Yeah, so that's pretty much our entire team. I think I optimized it pretty well. We'll see if Double Scarfers works out for us. Mamoswine could just punch an entire hole in his team, or everything else could punch an entire hole in his team, and Mamoswine could clean up later. One thing to note, or rather 3 things to note, is that he only has 3 forms of priority on his team. He has Togekiss Extreme Speed, which I doubt that he will bring because it's much more effective on like a Hustle set, and I think he brings a regular Serene Grace Cleric sort of set against me, because I could be bringing something like Rotom Heat and like Will-O-Wisping things like Kyurem Black and stuff like that, or he could be bringing something to deal with Megalodios, like a Thunder Wave Togekiss set to sort of slow down my Megalodios, because I think that he's pretty threatened by Megalodios. Donphan Ice Shard and Gallade Shadow Sneak are the only other 2 forms of priority besides Togekiss Extreme Speed. So Mamoswine has a pretty easy time of cleaning up because with Thick Fat, we resist the Donphan Ice Shard despite Donphan having a massive attack stat that'll still probably hurt. And regular Gallade is fairly weak, so I'm not really scared of his Shadow Sneak. I don't have anything weak to Ghost on my team this week either, so I don't think that Shadow Sneak is necessarily the most threatening thing. Yeah, so, good luck, have fun, numbers, and I will see you guys after we play numbers.